Welcome back, family, friends, and fellow gamers. The Game Bros playing The Witcher. This is Philippa. Yes,
Philippa.
We are returning. Well, not really returning.
You wanted to discuss something.
We're giving Philippa Triss's bandana. I got an immortelle. She's going to say excellent.
I found an immortelle.
Excellent.
Great. And then she kicks me out of the conversation. I guess I didn't need to do that, but anyway, I got Triss's bandana. She should be able to like trace her or something. So anyway,
I got Triss's bandana.
Have you learned anything?
Triss was here. Letho forced her to teleport.
Why would he? There are easier ways to travel.
2 of Letho's comrades, probably those responsible for Demoven's death, were hiding among the Scoia'tael. When it became evident in Flotsam that the Kingslayer wanted to dispose of Yorvith, the Scoia'tael leader gave the order to eliminate them. Letho had to reach the unit before the Elven messengers did. He could only do that by teleporting.
I assumed that Triss wanted to teleport to me, but she missed the mark and they ended up in the gullies. What happened next?
Letho left her in a gully, wounded. He probably thought that she'd diversify the local trolls' diet. He himself went to see the elves and massacred the unit with his comrades. They're somewhere on the other side of the fog.
What about Triss?
She escaped from the troll. Everything suggests she's somewhere in the area.
I can assure you she is not in Vergen.
She has to be here. Locate her.
I'll try, but it will take some time. Have you learned anything else?
Still order Letho and Triss kill
Sheila.
Oh, okay. Who's that?
She's one of the other mages.
Okay, the one who helped me fight the whatever.
Fight what?
Is she the one who helped me fight the Kraken or the
yes.
Not the Kraken, but
that was her.
Karen. That's what it is.
Karen
ordered Letho and Triss killed.
I can't believe that.
Believe it. I ran into some mercenaries she enlisted to kill Letho and anyone found with him.
She must have meant the other Kingslayers. Are you sure she knew Triss was with him?
Are you so sure of Sheila? There was something going on between her and Triss. I sensed a lot of tension.
A misunderstanding.
Maybe. Let's find Triss and clear everything up.
I need some time. What's going on out there?
You have 1 hour. No. I can't do 1 hour. Meditate to cancel all effects of previously consumed potions.
What's going on?
The peasants want to take pitchforks to King Demoven's son.
Why?
The Dragonslayer's servant is spreading rumors that Stennis poisoned Saskia. The commoners are in an uproar. They want to dispense justice.
Where's the prince?
Barricaded himself in his room, guarded by nobles. For the moment, the peasants are still respectful, but they are feverish. A fight is inevitable. Help us out. The situation is dire. I'm going to inform the other nobles.
That was a really good stare. There's only a matter of time I don't like people from Stennis. There's
Dogs
only a matter
growl
of
at
time.
cats. Cats hiss at the dogs. A noble's a wolf to a peasant.
Forget those animalistic similes and take care of it. I'll try to locate Triss. And should anything happen to Prince Stennis, remember, we need his blood.
I remember.
So, take this vial. No.
Yeah. Take care of him.
Stop the peasants from lynching the prince. Honestly, I didn't even know there was a prince here.
Yeah, he's the character that was with Saskia. The guy who was injured.
Oh, yeah.
Which, why couldn't we take some of his blood? He was injured. I mean, granted, that's still kind of whatever. But, you know, we could have taken some of his blood. Why not? Oh, remember, it's useless? More or
No,
less.
I was able to use it. I mean, yeah,
Is it in
because we
there?
don't... Like, is it...
Okay, I guess
Yeah,
it's this
I don't
one.
know. Yeah, maybe
Some
it's...
lords will never be on the same side.
Yeah, it's right here.
Geralt, it's good to see you.
The commoners claim Stennis is involved in Saskia's poisoning. They're looking to slaughter him.
What's stopping them? Nobody's maintaining order? Yeah.
Need to keep things peaceful.
Scalen Burden and his dwarves are trying to contain the mob, but they're badly outnumbered.
The plebs will yell a lot, beat someone up, and go home. As peasants do.
That would be foolish. They're not serfs anymore. The days of them humbly sowing and reaping are gone.
Looks like things are getting nasty.
Hear me! What do you want? I'm Scalen Burden. I keep order in Vergen.
Or doing a nice job then? Where was you when they poisoned Saskia?
Give us the prince! Get the flails!
Stop!
Yorvith!
Squirrels! Everyone who wants to leave this yard in one piece, keep your hands off your weapons. I don't care if you're a serf or a lord. I'll kill you all if need be.
What's going on?
The servant carrying wine during the feast said that Prince Stennis and Olgan poisoned Saskia. We want justice!
You want revenge. It's not the same thing.
We don't care. Saskia's fallen as if dead, while the poisoning prince and noble lords rush to herd us onto the field and sell us to Henselt. We won't let them!
You lie, Colton. Nobody's being sold out. The poisoner must be caught and tried by law.
Your law? What then? He'll pay a fine and get spanked on his ass? We'll spank him all right, with an axe to the throat.
Where's this servant?
Not quite the same thing.
Safe. The Squirtle keep an eye on him.
Why's the prince hiding in his house if he's innocent?
Enough! I'll shoot the first to reach for a weapon. Then heads will start falling.
There's more of us. You can't kill every...
Then you'll be first. Now back off! They need to act quickly.
Huh?
Yeah,
What's your plan?
What are you talking
I'll
about?
frighten them a little. Bleed them if need be. I'll buy you some time, but be swift. I can't hold them off for long.
Wait, buy me some time for what?
And talk to the dwarves.
Okay.
Maybe you can get to meet Stennis.
Even if he's guilty, I'm sure he's prepared a suitable story.
You'll know how to sort the sheep from the goats. Also, find the servant who started talking so suddenly. You won't
Yeah,
have
why
time to talk
come
to
out
everyone,
now?
though, that's for sure.
Humans only care how their asses rise as their stations do. They're playing to
Geralt is going to be the one separating the sheep from the goats, so he goes up to people and he's like, I don't know you. And they go like,
a stench in a dwarven hovel.
Those witches be craving gold. This one's sure to say the prince is innocent, then sting Stennis for a pouch.
He better search for a lad who served the Virgin instead of pissing around.
Yeah, once done with the prince, he'd better take care of the magnets, throwing their weight about too much they are.
You know, the servant, did the prince have access to the wine cellar? What is he really, what is this really all about?
What's it really all about? Who's backing you?
We want justice.
We don't need no one backing us. We knows what to do.
How would you punish the prince?
If a lad counts hens wrong, he'll be flogged. What should we then do with a man poisoning others?
Kill him.
A land without a ruler is a nightmare.
We have a ruler, the Virgin of Eden.
It's not certain she'll live.
Then we'll choose another who'll manage. But he must be one of us lads. That way he'll understand us.
And all people is gonna be equal, our way.
And the non-humans?
We have enough down on the fields. Let non-humans find a non-human land.
Away with them.
okay.
So much
Not
for-
gonna do that.
So much for them, you know, coming together under the single person and, you know.
Yeah.
Did the prince have access to the wine
The
cellar?
prince stood right next to Saskia during the council. Did he have access to the wine cellar beforehand?
How should I know?
Why flap your mouth then?
The prince is a wealthy lord. Bribing a skivvy to poison the wine is nothing to him.
Just because someone can afford gold teeth doesn't mean they'll pull their healthy ones.
Do you know the servant that talked?
You know Saskia's servant?
Willie of the Oblates. He handled the wine, indeed, but loves the Virgin like a sister and mother put together.
He'd gladly get quartered for her.
Where's this Willie of yours?
Hiding in his shack, afraid of them lords. Squirrels guard him.
We will need to talk with that guy.
Okay, Godspeed.
Farewell.
This is nonsense. What the prince gain?
Yeah,
Talk to this, yeah.
the suspect's peasant. Everybody's talking at once. Everybody shut up.
Yeah.
I've been looking for you.
I don't know you.
You're the same guy that was in the thing. You were just in the inn or wherever it was.
Nothing.
You're lying.
I didn't do nothing. Didn't say nothing, don't know nothing, and didn't see nothing.
So then why are they trying to kill the prince?
Tell me everything you know about the attempt on Saskia's life.
I heard the priest talking with the prince. This goody-goody, said the Virgin, is really a beast under her fair skin.
What priest?
Olcan, the one killed.
So there's no way I can check if you're lying.
I swear on my mother's grave I speak the truth.
What else did you hear? Tell me.
I was putting Saskia's room in order when the priest came to the prince's chamber next door. They wasn't speaking loud, but I heard the priest say, "Just clear the servants from the kitchen." Nothing more. Reverend Olcan, only he could tell you how it was, beginning to end.
The dead aren't very talkative.
What about what they leave behind? There may be clues or some such.
Maybe.
What should I do?
Or we could perform some necromancy and talk to Olcan.
Yeah, I was gonna. Someone mentioned that it's kind of like
Find the priest's house and ask
other things.
Cecil for help. But yeah, like either way. I mean, I don't.
Say the map's telling me to no.
So I started
Maybe further.
before we started recording. I started watching video from David Barton. I don't know if you would call it a sermon or whatever, but he's kind of talking to the church about what do we do now? Like, this is after the election, all that stuff in 2020. Yeah, the election in 2020. Because we've been believing, no, who knows? I'm still believing that God's gonna come through and change the situation, as you know, the prophets are still saying that. So that's what I'm believing for. But he made some, and I haven't finished it. It's like an hour and a half long. I've only watched it like 30 minutes. But if you don't know who David Barton is, he's like, he probably knows more about American history than anyone in the world. He's extremely knowledgeable, really smart, Christian, like such a great guy. And he's been talking to the church, and he's like, we need to start, and I'm kind of boiling it all down. He's like, we need to start playing offense. For the last 40 years, the church has been playing defense. Like, you know, we get attacked and then we fight and we, you know, win, but we're not taking ground. And if we've seen in social media, they're starting to take a lot of ground. They're starting to censor here and there, censor everything. If you disagree with them, you get censored, your account gets suspended. And he's like, we need to start playing offense. We need to start being the ones, like, because under the church's watch, abortion became legal, homosexuality became like you can marry, which, you know, like, we need to start fighting back. And I'm like, man, that started to get me fired up. I was like, I don't know what I can do, but I'm not going to back down. Whatever it is, you know, whatever God's called me to do, I'm not going to back down from it.
They lie in wait for their lord and prince. Humans are an odd lot. I certainly hope Scalen can clean up this mess. What can I do for you, Witcher?
Okay, she needs medicine. Where did Reverend Olcan live? Know
Let's
anyone?
play dice poker.
Yeah. I got some time. It's not like there's a rush for anything. Who took part in the battle 3 years ago? I'll just ask him all these questions, but this one first, because that's what we're kind of doing now.
I need to know where Reverend Olcan used to live.
Simple. Let me show you on the map. It's about right here.
Okay. Saskia needs medicine. Well, we knew that already, but okay.
Saskia needs help, Cecil. Philippa can produce an antidote, but she needs a magic artifact to do that.
Would you like a fern and a dancing worm to go with it? Listen, I don't know about magic, but there is a place, as long as I can remember, it's been of interest to sorcerers. They say it's a very strong intersection. Look for magic there.
Where exactly is there?
Seek out the ruins in the forest beyond Bergen. There's a place of power there. You can't miss it.
Oh. Okay.
Why so glum? Saskia's a tough girl. She'll bounce back. Keep your head up.
Thanks, Cecil.
No, Witcher. I thank you. Save that lass, and you'll save my town.
Still gotta talk to you.
Know anyone who took part in the battle 3 years ago?
Cecil, do you know anyone who fought in the war 3 years ago?
I did.
Did you fight here at Vergen?
Course.
Philippa claims you know a bit about the battle.
That old cook insult, called king by some, thought that Adernians were bumpkins who'd ship bricks as soon as his troops crossed the river.
Why did he attack Edern?
According to Henselt, Upper Eddern is the ancient legacy of the Kedwenny crown, and must be returned to the mother country. Brazen farter.
That brazen farter had a point. If you read some history, you'll know that 300 years ago this land belonged to Kedwen.
Load of crab. 700 years ago the elves reigned here, and 1,000,000 years ago these lands were the domain of the worms. If things worked that way, every king could invade a neighboring land and claim his right to do so because an ancestor took a dump there.
All right. Hensel wanted to conquer Upper Eddern. What then?
He rolled in, got hammered, and rolled out.
Cecil, that doesn't help me much.
It wasn't a battle. It was a slaughter. If I try speaking of it, I'll see it all again. I don't want...
The ghosts of the fallen fight in the mist. They turn into horrible creatures called Draugrs. Eternians, Kedwenny, men, elves, and dwarves too.
Bloody hell. No peace even after death.
I want to help them, but I need to know more about the battle.
Very well. Listen. A beautiful day that grew hot later. Very hot. When Van de Grift attacked in the afternoon, he sent a dun banner at the fore. Many of our lads shit themselves at the mere sight of their standard, but we had a surprise of our own. Under the cover of night, we prepared fire pits. Our archers lit them up at the right moment. I still can't believe we managed to fool their scouts. If it wasn't for that ambush, we wouldn't be speaking today. They likely wouldn't be in Upper Eddern at all. We decimated the dun banner, but that was only the beginning. Seltkirk was our commander. Everywhere he appeared, the Kedwennies gave ground. He wreaked havoc among them. Hearts rose at the mere sight of his armor. Then, Van de Grift himself entered the fray. Seltkirk met him in the middle of the field. In the end, Van de Grift killed Seltkirk. A terrible death that sent the Eternian ranks into disarray. I thought it was the end of us. Then the sky fell, as if the stars themselves had decided to avenge the death of a great knight. Fire covered the battlefield. Nobody sought the enemy. They were all looking for somewhere to flee. Yes, there were no more friends and enemies, only the living and the dead. They say it was the doing of a Kedwenny sorceress who wanted revenge on Van de Grift. Could be true, as Henselt had her executed right after the battle.
Did you see the duel between Selkirk and Verdigriff? What happened to the Dunbanner, besides being decimated?
You captured the Dunbanner standard?
Henselt's choice troops, and not a one survived. The visitors sent them to their deaths, refused to give them reinforcements. He was a monster in human form. The men of the Dun were real swaggerers. Killed a lot of our lads, but for every Dunner, there were 7 Eternians. They had no chance. Aye, we captured their standard. We buried what was left of them in the crypts beyond Vergen. Their standard lies with them. Worthy foes are to be respected, even in death.
I'm going to need that standard.
Which I have already, correct? I talked to that one guy and then answered the questions.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have it.
Yeah. That's the death symbolized.
Yeah.
Okay, did you see the duel?
Did you see the duel between Seltkirk and Van de Grift?
I stood half a furlong from them. Never seen a fight like it. Probably never will again. They'd already met once, at a jousting tournament in Ardcarreg. Selkirk won there. He beat on the visitor so hard he broke his sword. Selkirk was a true knight, the last of his breed. Van de Grift was so pissed off after that tournament he hanged the smith who made his sword and ordered a special one from a sorcerer. I bet he cut down Selkirk with that new sword.
Van de Grift is dead. What happened to his sword?
Saskia's got it. Good thing too. Only her hand can tame the hatred enchanted in that sword. After the battle, when the flames abated, the scavengers came. They stole everything. Imagine, not a single keepsake or Selkirk in the whole of Eddern. His brother babbles something about a gauntlet, but he's a lying dog.
Okay.
Thanks, Cecil, that was helpful. I think I know what I need to lift the curse now.
Madame Eilhart claims you need 4 symbols. The standard symbolizes death. Van de Grift's sword stands for hatred. What about the other 2?
I have a feeling Philippa has a handle on the rest.
Here's hoping you're right.
Okay. I think it changed the quest on us, so if you want to switch it back.
Thanks, game.
To do Cecil.
I really don't want
this
one.
What, gather more information on the priest's house. Okay. You don't have much time. I wonder if this is like a timed thing. Or if we're like, if we do other quests before this, if that kind of is the passage of time. But yeah, anyways, like I'm really wanting to, like I said, whatever my part to play is in you know, on the earth, I want to do it well. I want to, you know, be, because we've always been taught, you know, oh, the church, you know, should be separate from politics and everything.
Were we ever taught that, or was it just implied?
It was just kind of implied, and that's not true. The church should be the ones running the politics.
Why is he lingering about? Like the stench in a dwarven hovel?
Those witches betrayed.
That's the same thing you said around. Yada, yada, yada. Wait, was it not them I was supposed to speak to?
No, we're trying to find the priest's house.
Well, but it's...
Can you talk to somebody else down here?
Witcher, come over here.
Wait, somebody was just talking to you.
I'd gladly hear your opinion on
this is the nobles, I think.
Finally, someone reasonable. It's obvious Henselt bribed some serf who then did what he was told.
Go on.
That's interesting.
Just think it through. The prince couldn't have done it. The wine was in plain sight. Only the servants touched the decanters, and who are they? Commoners. Then that same commoner incited his folk to stand against the nobles and the prince.
Something to think about.
Save your threats for your hog-smelling woman.
Enough of this charade.
Try to be reasonable, folks. Sit down and talk in peace.
We've talked enough. Come on, lads, let's drag the prince from his hovel.
Vergen's not a cesspit for anyone to shit in. There are laws to abide, and Scalen Burden's job is to uphold them.
There's no law allowing a serf to threaten a king's scion. I, Silgrat, brother of Seltkirk, the greatest knight to walk Edirnian land, say so.
Does it matter who was born in a castle and who in a pigsty? Any fool can prejudge and condemn. It's easier to accuse than to prove guilt.
A peasant servant claims that Prince Stennis supposedly attempted to kill Saskia. Why would the prince do such a dastardly deed? Bear in mind how eminent is his lineage.
That's why. The mongrel covets the crown.
Do you even remember how valorous he was towards Saskia during the negotiations with Henselt?
Pretending to be with her he was, sly fox. Taking the simple peasants in. But us lads ain't so dumb as you lords think.
See for yourselves how the commoners hate the prince, spitting venom like adders. They hatched a plot to dispose of him.
Saskia's servant said that...
Where is this servant, might I ask? If he's got something to say, why does he hide like a thief? The answer is simple. He's a fraud.
He's hiding to save his skin from you, whoresons. Squirrels have to guard him.
One last question. How could the prince poison Saskia? It's a known fact that servants taste wine from the barrels before the virgin sips it.
Good question, yeah.
A good point. We can't be sure if the prince poisoned the wine.
Stennis is blowing hot and cold. Everyone knows that.
You were supposed to prove his guilt, not insult him, yokel.
Tell us who else would do it. A peasant wanting to hurt the miss? Never. It's cause of her you noble dogs can't ignore us. A pig won't cut its own throat. A peasant's not foolish enough to raise his hand against his savior.
Perhaps it is no peasant's deed. However, that doesn't mean the prince is guilty, fool.
Answer me this. Was not Stennis' room next to Saskia's? Do not the wines come from his own lice-ridden cellar? Can he not enter the Virgin's kitchen at will? Yes. His serene dumbhead the prince can, curses on his kin. Nobody in Vergen wants to kill Saskia. And even if they wanted, nobody but Stennis could do it.
You're wrong, Colton. Reverend Olkin wanted to get rid of Saskia. He thought she was a monster at heart.
Olkin was on Stennis' leash like a dog.
How dare you, lout! Do you imagine if someone sits next to a married lady, he's surely fucking her?
The priest tried to convince Prince Stennis to join the conspiracy.
Is Stennis some dimwit foundling that he dances to a lousy priest's tune? Olcan got what he deserved when Henselt cleaved his head. Now it's Stennis' time.
There is no proof the prince agreed.
The priest asked him for admittance to the kitchen.
So he didn't poison the Virgin himself, but allowed her to be poisoned.
Those are just words. Too much guesswork and not enough evidence. You can't convict anyone based on that.
Hopefully we... Oh no,
Your
don't
Highness,
come out.
This is dangerous.
I am not afraid. Fear is a commoner's trait, unfit for one with royal blood running in his veins. What do you want, to judge me? Is a prince a common thief who steals a dozen eggs at the market? You stand before royal majesty, and you raise your hands against it. In this world there are crimes that can be forgiven, and crimes that, by any means, cannot. Just as a mother killing her own child, or a man slitting his own brother's throat cannot be forgiven. A crime against one anointed by the gods themselves also cannot be condoned. He who raises hand against divine right is not worthy to walk this world.
And what about he who poisons the Virgin of Eden?
Firstly, Saskia is alive, so no one can blame me for her death. Secondly, you have no proof that it was I who tried to murder her. And thirdly, I assure all gathered here, I won't rise above the law. However, only she, the Virgin of Eden, can judge me.
Can it? And if Saskia won't get well, who's gonna judge you?
I believe she can be cured. But if the gods decide otherwise, we'll summon a coven of the wise who can pass just sentence.
Those are words worthy of a true sovereign.
I am the one you should look to for guidance. Let my deeds be the flame that lights up your darkness.
The prince is guilty.
Those are the only two things? Whatever. At this point,
The prince
this.
has a right to a fair trial, no matter if he's guilty or not. We can't deny him that. What will the peasants do if we hand them the prince? Will they hear him out? No. They'll hang him from the nearest tree or tear him limb from limb. What will happen if we allow a lynching? What if people see that might makes right? Who'll guarantee they won't desire to avenge their wrongs, real and imagined? Who'll protect people whose only fault is noble birth from the exasperated mob? And where will it lead?
Dun, dun.
I'm not done investigating, by the way.
Yeah, no, I hope
went
we're
to
not.
the. Well,
Okay, I guess
No,
we
he's-
shouldn't have...
no, well, he's with the guards. He's not with the peasants.
Yeah, but still, he's like arrested. Maybe we
He
should
came out
have...
on his own accord.
Maybe we should have gone somewhere else before coming
Peasants are
back here.
furious,
They didn't dare mount a frontal attack.
but they haven't forgotten about Stennis, and won't. It'll be that way until Saskia regains consciousness.
She won't keep order by strength alone.
Unless it's a great strength.
We need an authority figure, and royal blood.
5 courts go to waste in the Dwarven dungeon at the moment.
There's also Henselt.
Going into that haunted mist is madness. Stealing Stennis away would be easier.
No. Anything involving Stennis will cause a riot.
I've had enough of the peasants and nobles barking. Saskia's the best leader I know, but she can't hope to defeat Henselt's army with this rabble, which is why I'm going to get reinforcements.
Where?
4 Scoia'tael units await in hiding to the east. Time to summon them.
You'll make it in time?
I must.
So because the quest had gone from... So now it's on... No.
Yeah, no, go back up. You search Ulkin's room. We can still do that.
Okay. Because because the quest was like, oh, you've talked to the peasants. Okay, now... I didn't talk to the other people yet, which I'm not entirely sure what would have happened if I hadn't talked to Cecil. Because I talked to the 2 groups and then it would like kicked off the trial. And I'm like, what the heck? I was still talking to people. Like I hadn't gone anywhere. But like I talked to the peasants, then I talked to Cecil, and then it was like, okay, go here. And then it led me back here. I talked to the other side. And they're like, okay, start the trial. It wasn't a trial, but you know what I mean?
Well, it's like in most games,
like,
it would be
heck?
one quest and with a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
In this game, it's like multiple quests. So if you don't want to search Ulkin's room, you can just say, yes, it was the prince. And, you know, so it gives you like 3 quests to do. And if you don't do 2 of them, then, you know. So that's why I was saying, like, we probably should have gone to Ulkin's room first.
Well, that's what quote thought I was doing, because it's like the quest went from talk to peasants, talk to Cecil, go to his room. I went, followed the map, and it went back to the place I had talked to the peasants. I was like, why did it lead me here? So I was like, oh yeah, I need to talk to other people.
Examine. I have no idea what's. It's telling me to. It's telling us to go right here, right?
Yep. Unless his room is underneath me.
Under. So
we couldn't do the search Ulkin. Was it Ulkin, right?
Yeah,
Ulkin's
Ulkin.
quest, because the game is glitching and we can't. We're in the room.
Bugged.
We're in the room, but we can't. It's not like moving forward with that quest. So either we did something wrong or the game just decided to be dumb. So we're gonna go talk to Philip Eilhart again. Trying to do the quest to find Triss, and that kind of disrupted us. But we can't finish the other one, so we're back here.
I tried locating Triss, but the mist disrupts the megascope. There's a weak signal nearby, probably on the other side.
In the Kedweni camp?
You'll have to pass through the mist.
There's no time to lose.
I'm continuously scanning the battlefield. I'll show you the way through. I'll find you when you enter the mist.
Farewell, then.
We still need royal blood.
I know. Henselt.
We need his blood, not his death.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm not a Kingslayer?
I feel like some of the timing they pick with some of these just doesn't work. Like they'll have this, Geralt says something like, like that. Like, I told you before, I didn't do that. And then it fades to black. You're like, why the 2-second pause? Like,
this quest is going to end the chapter. So we might do the Dunbanner thing if we can.
Well, I think,
or we could do that one.
Yeah, why not? This is one I know. It's completely unrelated.
Should be easy. Go out to the ruins. There's a place of power. Yeah, go to the ruins.
Like the burned ruins?
Yeah, the burned ruins. Because that's what Cecil said. So
that's where Scythe. Yeah, it's actually that's a name.
Is that a Jewish name or is it a? Because it's in.
It sounds like a Jewish name because there's what's the.
Because they're like Russian in
they were
Fiddler on the Roof.
There's what I'm trying to go. Golly, this place is just.
This place,
it's like they designed it to make it a maze. Like there's like 6 points in this whole city that you cannot get to without going through this one single door that's like out of the way to get through this little tunnel to get to this one place.
I'm kind of if I had known
why did you make it that
if
way?
I had known it was going to be this bad, I would have told you to go with Roach because you do eventually come to Vergen, but you're not here as long as we are. So, I mean, like, for me, I was, you do a couple quests and then you move on, if I remember right. So, that's why I don't know Vergen very well, because I didn't stay here very long.
So, yet again, we're completely disregarding. This is why I don't follow the map. Like, almost, I can't say that all the time, but, like, it's not telling me to go here.
If this is right... The burned village. Okay, there should be a place of power somewhere. I think go that way.
This way?
No. Go out straight. And then to the left. Up that. I think. Yeah. This game. And then I think we can jump across. Oh my gosh. My goodness, this game is crazy.
There must be near a powerful source of magic.
We finally found the source of magic.
Take that.
My jabs that aren't with my sword but with my words.
I think it keeps it just
your phone.
Yeah, but it's my watch.
Oh, yeah. Geralt, that is very dangerous. He's just jumping and leaping with his sword drawn out.
Okay, now we're across this thing. Finally made it to this, this tower.
So
Find
climb
the
up.
place of power, and then can we climb up these places?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, more freaking harpies. Jeez.
Well, if they want to climb up,
Everywhere.
they can.
Oh, that's their nest. Oh no.
Okay.
That harpy apparently can't fly higher than about 6 feet.
That's a named one.
It's like a Salamo harpy or something.
Yeah.
Your scan thing up here? Ooh.
Okay, so I guess I couldn't, because I walked up, saw that, and was like, okay, it's nothing. But I think I was in battle, and so it didn't pop up.
All right.
I really don't like.
Got a magical item that we need. I think for one of the 4 things we still need the dun, or do we have the dun banner?
We have the dun banner. We need the
blood. That's what
the blood and the blade.
So to do that, we need to cross over to the mist. And guys, we will do that next time. Do you want to end it here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So to not die in the mist, I just have to remain in the circle that Philippa's.
Yeah,
creating?
pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll kind of guide you across. So yeah, we'll do that next time. Guys, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and be blessed.